the thing is this. If you do everything else right, you have a strong why, a strong reason for doing this. You have a plan in place. You've got good deal flow coming in. You got your process in place. You're analyzing deals. You got a source of financing. Everything works. You still may not end up buying anything because of your lack of persistence or motivation. And that's not a dig on you. I'm the same way. How many times have you started a diet and then failed at it? How many times have you started a new fitness thing and failed? A new business venture and failed at it? Not failed in a crash and burn way, but failed simply because it just slowly died out because you lacked the motivation to continue. And in real estate, like, you may have to work a long time before you land your first deal. And so you can't just rely on landing deals to build motivation. You got to rely on something else. So let me give you 3 ways to build like motivation and stay persistent. How are you going to stay persistent for the long haul, especially between now and when you land your first deal? I mean, once you land a couple deals, you're going to have some momentum and some motivation. How do you keep it going till then? Well, first of all, I recommend these 3 things. Number 1, mastermind groups are a great way to build momentum and motivation. What do I mean by mastermind groups? I'm not talking about join my private group for $20,000. I'm talking about a mastermind group is like, hey, let's grab 5 people together and say, let's meet together every other week on a Zoom call and hold each other accountable. Like, a mastermind group has been super influential in my life. I've been a part of a number of them. Some have been wildly successful because we're consistent with it. Others have fallen apart because we're not consistent with it. And so you want to get into a good group of people who are consistent and persistent about meeting together and holding each other accountable. The second thing that I do to maintain persistence long term is to journal every single day, to track what I'm doing. When you journal and track, I'm not talking about like, dear diary, today was a horrible day. I'm talking about like tracking in a journal. For example, there's a lot of people that have journals out there. I have one we launched at BiggerPockets called the Intention Journal. I don't care if you use mine or somebody else's, but a journal is something that's like, hey, like, I mean, I can even show you. It's right here, right? My goal, like, what is goal number 1? What is goal number 2? What is goal number 3? And then for each goal, what is my weekly objective for that goal? What's going to keep me on track on that goal? And then what's your most important next step? I call that MINS, M-I-N-S. MINS, most important next step. Like, in other words, what do I have to do today, right now, to get me closer to my week, which is going to get me closer to my goal, right? There's a spot for that. There's like, what's your schedule look like? What is your, did you drink water today? Did you work out today? Did you read today? What are you grateful for? I also track my habits on a regular basis. I track all of my habits. Like, did you read 10 pages today? Did you exercise today? Did you meet with your team today? So like, I actually have like a habit tracker in here as well. And so again, I don't care if you use mine or somebody else's journal or you create your own, but having a regular journal to track your progress is huge. And finally, the third thing that's been really influential in my life is having a performance coach. Again, not $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 coaching. I'm talking about a performance coach. Now, they are not cheap. They might cost you several $100s a month. I've heard of coaches costing several thousand a month. And maybe you're not at that level yet, and that's fine. The first 2 options in here are super cheap or free. The third one, I pay for performance coaching because now it's just like the mastermind, somebody holding me accountable. But instead of a group, it's one person every other week saying, Brandon, last time we talked, you said you were going to do A, B, and C. Did you do it? Why not? Let's go deep. What happened in your childhood that made that not possible, made you not do that? Like they go real deep. And a performance coach helps you identify your goals and why, and keeps you accountable to that on a regular basis. So my coach's name is Jason Dries. But there's like a million coaches out there. But Jason, shout out to you, Jason, has been super helpful for me in identifying goals and then accomplishing those goals and then establishing new goals, bigger goals, and then conquering those. So if you want something amazing in life, all the pieces you have to work the right journey, but then you have to stay consistent and persistent with it. So I recommend those 3 options. They work pretty well, at least in my life, of being able to stay persistent for the long haul. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a comment below, like, comment, share, all that stuff, and subscribe to our channel at BiggerPockets. For BiggerPockets.com, this is Brandon signing off.